And welcome back to now the semifinal and finals of the Death Battle tournament, winners tournament, winner take all tournament. So we are now down to the final. Now you'll notice I didn't update the actual design graphic here or the bracket graphic just because I just didn't see the point at that point. We only got 3 matches to talk about left. We got the 2 semifinal matches and the final one, so I just didn't feel the need to update it. So we have Broly versus Vegeta, and we have Darkseid versus Beerus. Now, obviously, that one's the one we're going to probably be spending the most time talking about. So let's get Broly out and Vegeta out of the way first. We know for a fact that in the Broly Super movie, that Vegeta could not beat Broly on his own. In fact, Vegeta and Goku together could not beat Broly. Now, there is one catch. Vegeta never used that evolved Super Saiyan, or what we in the fandom like to call Royal Blue form, which allegedly is on par with, like, say, Goku using Kaioken, but Goku also didn't use Kaioken either. So, we can assume that they didn't bother using it because they knew it wouldn't have mattered. That's how strong Broly had become. So this is a no-brainer. We know Vegeta's going to lose this fight. He might put up a good fight in the early fight, sure, but Vegeta's going to lose this fight. That's just the way it is because he lost the fight in the actual movie. So that's a no-brainer. But now let's actually get into probably the long haul discussion. Apart from the next one, is that who wins? Darkseid or Beerus. Now, if we're just talking an avatar of Darkseid, I have no doubt Beerus beats an avatar of Darkseid. I have no doubt about that. He can Hakai him, even though Darkseid's power is on a multiversal level, the avatar's power is not. It is still like a universal kind of level being, but the avatar's body, it's not. No. So that's not what we're obviously putting into question here. The question is Beerus capable of beating true form Darkseid, a multiversal being who exists in the fourth, outside his own dimension, whose true body is so large that just by existing and falling, he creating a singularity that was swallowing up the multiverse, would crush the universe just by, existing. Now, I remember there was a precursor comic to showing off true form Darkseid, where Superman, I think, beat that version by singing at a certain volume and octave. But it turns out that no, Superman has not actually ever faced true form Darkseid yet. More times out of not, Darkseid beats Superman in the fight. So the question becomes: is Beerus an individual capable of beating true form Darkseid? And more to the point, is Beerus someone who can either survive or avoid or whatever the Omega Beams, the Omega Sanction? The Omega Beams, yes. But anyone who can move at above light speed, I think can dodge the Omega Beams. That's just the way it is. I think honestly, plus the fact he does know Ultra Instinct on some level, I do believe, it's a no-brainer. He can survive or avoid the Omega Beams. The Omega Sanction, however, well, the thing about the Omega Sanction is, I believe that still works with the Omega Beams. He can't just automatically put someone in the Omega Sanction. That still involves the Omega Beams. Hence why when you see when he put Batman in the Omega Sanction, he still hit him with the Omega Beams. And when, in the Death Battle, he still hit Thanos with the Omega Beams to put him into the Omega Sanction. So, would he be able to ultimately... would Beerus be able to avoid that? Yeah, for a large amount of time, I have no doubt, because he's got God Ki, he's got godlike stamina. The problem ultimately comes down to, does Beerus have the power to destroy true form Darkseid? And the problem is, if you can match Beerus's power or, overpower it, then you can overcome the Hakai and destructive energy. While I think Beerus could certainly avoid any of the Omega, antics. Hell, even if he got hit by the Omega Sanction, I do believe that Beerus is smart enough, wise enough, and powerful enough to actually get out of that. Because Beerus can destroy a universe in a separate timeline if he really need. Well, I don't know about the timeline. That was Zeno's realm of power. But he can destroy a universe if he needs to. It's actually theoretically possible he could get out of the Omega Sanction on his own. But again, that power to power, it's just, I don't think Beerus can overpower him, just due to the fact that he's a multiversal level being. Now, don't get me wrong. A universal level being can, in theory, beat a multiversal or higher level being, depending on what's the best sentence for me to put here? Depending on how their powers on a multiversal level are expressed. For instance, if their durability is if their offense abilities are on a multiversal level, but their durability is on a universal level, then a universal being, in theory, could beat them. But Darkseid, as far as I know, is multiversal on every standpoint. So, ultimately, while I love Beerus, and I had hoped to maybe argue more for Beerus in the fact that he could beat Darkseid. And like I said, he can certainly be an avatar of Darkseid, and I don't think it's a complete smackdown the minute like they go into like the fourth world or whatever in Darkseid's dimension. I don't think that. And I think he might even be able to hurt Darkseid, sure. I think Darkseid would ultimately take it. It would, I think, be, though, one of Darkseid's toughest fights, certainly. So that means I give the win ultimately to Beerus. So that means now the final match is Broly versus Darkseid. Now, Goku in the Super movie alleges that Broly might be stronger than Beerus. But there's no Goku is Goku, so we can only take his word for so much. But that said, it still begs the question. It still begs the question on. Let's go with the idea that he is, because we know Broly was literally shattering reality. He was literally going far beyond that of a universal destroyer. He just by how much him and Gogeta were going at it. And obviously the Hulk versus Broly fight, they threw the numbers down a little bit, showed just how beyond universal he really, Broly probably is a multiversal threat because of how strong his power was clearly going. However, that doesn't necessarily mean he beats Darkseid. Again, we know Broly has an energy shield. The energy shield very likely could protect him from the Omega Beams, just like we saw in the fight with the Omega Beams with Thanos and Darkseid, because they're energy, despite the fact they are, they're, instant destruction, disintegration, erasure, all that. They're still energy. You can block energy with energy because energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can just only change forms. So it's very possible that, especially when decreasing of power with Broly, that Broly's energy shield can stave off the Omega Beams and therefore the Omega Sanction to some degree. And again, this fight would most likely come down to Broly going into the fourth world to take on true form Darkseid. The question now becomes, is Broly capable of taking on true form Darkseid? And here's where I will argue yes and no. Again, going under the idea that what Goku said is true, that he is in fact stronger than Beerus. Because again, he has powers such that he can actually shatter realities. If he's already at max power, then I actually think there's a legitimate argument that he would beat Darkseid if it's true form Darkseid. If Darkseid, though, lets him just tire himself out, Darkseid will take that fight. But if it's Broly going in, say what he is right now, only in his Super Saiyan form, not his legendary Super Saiyan form, true form Darkseid, I think, would pull the edge off before Broly goes into full power, assuming he can break through the energy shield, which, again, true form Darkseid's power is on a multiversal level, but you could actually make the argument Broly's power might be there too. So, again, when you're shattering reality itself, you're now getting into levels of power that are well beyond that of universal. And it's clear that Broly's power is easily universal level of destruction, but probably beyond that. If Beerus is a high universal, low multiversal, Broly then falls into the low multiversal, mid multiversal tier, roughly speaking. But that's power scaling. And this is all going under the idea that he is in fact stronger than Beerus. We have yet to see Beerus' true full power. That's the kicker. If we've seen Beerus' true power by now, true full power, I might have even changed my mind on the Darkseid fight. It might have been Broly versus Beerus at this point, but we just haven't seen that, so I have to go over by what we've seen, and by the little we can kind of extrapolate. So, the question now becomes, what is the most likely scenario here? Well, unfortunately, even though like I said, I think that if we get Berserk, like true full power Broly going whole hog, going ham on true form Darkseid, I actually think Broly could take that fight. But the problem is Darkseid's not an idiot. He is insanely intelligent. I think he would realize this guy's power is just going nuts. This isn't like with Thanos, where Thanos is very calculative. And he's not just like losing power or anything like that. No, he's got the Infinity Gauntlet and all that. So he's got to basically lure him into an area where this thing isn't going to work. With Broly, he just knows, I just got to tire this guy out. He's just wasting energy. I think there will be the slight even concern of Darkseid's part where he starts breaking reality. Even because Broly's still going to hit that peak where he's going to start breaking reality. And even Darkseid's going to look at it as like, this isn't good. I'll just let, and so basically he would just let the Avatar kind of just hang back for a moment before he just brings out another one. And then finally Broly just tires out and he ultimately takes out Broly. That's ultimately what would happen. Darkseid surprisingly doesn't win because I think of power. He wins because of intelligence. He wins because he can strategize and knows when to pull back and wait out his opponent. So ultimately, the winner of the winner-take-all Death Battle tournament, not surprising to I think most people, was Darkseid. But I think there is a legit scenario where Broly could take out Darkseid. I do think that just because of the level of power we saw Broly, exhibit, and the fact that he has an energy shield, energy order that can protect him from things like the Omega Beam, and therefore the Omega Sanction by admission. But no, ultimately our winner for the winners tournament, Death Battle, or winners take all tournament, Death Battle, is Darkseid. Not to be that surprising. So join us next week where we'll talk about the loser one. Yeah, because like I said, people asking, yeah, are we going to do the loser one? And I said in the first episode, yeah, we're going to do the loser one. Absolutely. The loser one I think is going to have a lot more restrictions because remember there were battle royales, say with like the Ninja Turtles, the Mega Man. So honestly, like we're going to have to really do some restrictions because that's actually going to draw this out even freaking longer than it did originally. And let's be honest, it's not going to change anything who the winner is. Those characters probably aren't going to win. We know for a fact that Ninja Turtles, none of them are going to win. And we can't use them as a group. So like groups, for example, are not going to be allowed. So like the Turtles, their alternate versions of the Mega Man and the Royale, that's not going to work. The Pokemon Starter Battle Royale, that's not going to be able, because there's two different Pokemon for that, so we're not going to be able to do that one as well. So I think it's going to hopefully slim us down a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. If you like what you see here and you want to see more, hit that bell. You want to get notified. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, folks. Later.